I'm trying to modify my mortgage to get whatever help I can to overcome a financial crisis. So I'm writing a hardship letter. Everything in my life was on the upswing. I worked at the Hilton Hotel as the graveyard engineer and made an above-average income. My bills were paid ahead of time and I could afford to do almost anything I wanted to. In my opinion, I had all the good things life had to offer. Maybe things were too good to be true because overnight everything started to change. I had to make a drastic change in my lifestyle because of the circumstances I had no control over. A little over 2 years ago I had a heart attack and was told that I had to have open heart surgery. The doctors gave me less than 2 months if I didn't let them operate. The problem was that one of my heart valves had quit working and it had to be replaced with either a mechanical valve or a pig's valve. I also had to have 5 bypasses because of plugged up arteries that were the main cause of the problem. The cardiologist said that because of my age, a pig valve would probably be the best. So surgery was done and my body rejected the valve. And for 6 months I lived in hell. My new valve was a mechanical valve in my heart, and one of its functions was to rid my body of excess water. However, it wasn't performing this function and my legs and feet swelled up several times larger than normal. Well, they opened me up and tried to repair the valve, but the repair was impossible. So if I wanted to live, the whole operation had to be done again. The picture I've just given you was the beginning of my financial difficulties. Because of the inability to fill my job requirements, I was fired from the Hilton Hotel. However, with the money I'd saved for retirement and Social Security, I was able to keep up with my utility bills, my mortgage payments, and my life expenses. The home I lived in was primarily used as a duplex. I lived in one half and my daughter lived in the other. Originally it was framed to be 4 apartments, so with a little work I was able to make it a 4-plex, which substantially added to my income. Even though I had to do without many luxuries, I was able to survive in comfort. When you become a landlord, you've got to do all things at all times to all your renters. It's a sin for you to get sick or tired, and if you run out of steam, you can't be fired. So I tackled the job with a vengeance. Everything went according to plans. I had to deal with a few bad renters, but mostly everything went smooth. That is until my last encounter with the family that rented 2 of my apartments. They were good at paying their rent for almost a year, then all of a sudden they didn't have any work and couldn't pay their rent. I liked Marge, the mother and main provider for the family, and I thought for sure I could trust her. So I opened my heart, even though I couldn't afford it, and carried them on the rent for over 3 months. I even bought their groceries. They promised they'd catch up with the rent just as soon as they got back to work. I told them not to worry about paying me back for the groceries, but that I absolutely needed the back rent and that I'd work with them until they got on their feet. Well, they owed me $1,800 for the basement apartment and $2,500 for the main floor apartment. And even with that loss of income, I could have survived. It would have been tough, but I would have survived. What really hurt was, and almost put me in bankruptcy, is the way they left in the middle of the night, without notice and malicious destruction of my property. They kicked holes in the walls, ripped the doors off the cabinets, broke windows, and completely ruined the carpets. The apartments were furnished, but none of the furniture was usable. It has taken me over a month to renovate the upstairs apartment, doing all the work myself, and close to $6,000 for carpeting, plumbing, electrical, painting, and replacement of windows. I'm still in the process of renovating the basement apartment. I have to do all the work myself because of the high cost of labor. So far, I've fixed the plumbing, the electrical, the sheetrocking, and replaced the entrance door. I still have to do the painting, the carpeting, and the windows, but I have to wait until I can raise the money for the material. Sincerely yours, William Cass Neef.